Yo, what's good? What's good? It's Russell. Look, this is the start. You know what I'm saying? This is the start to this podcast. This is the Beatheads podcast. You feel me? I'm in my studio. I don't really want to waste any time. I want to get right into what I want to make this podcast about. This podcast is going to be what I've learned throughout my 3 years of making beats. I'm coming up on 3 completed years on making beats. So I haven't even started yet, really. And yeah, I just want to kind of give y'all my story. Give y'all my story and just like how I, what it all sparked from, and just up until the point where I am now. So back when I was 15, back in like freshman year in high school, it was actually it was like January 1st or like January 2nd of 2019. So like literally the start of 2019. I was sitting in my room and I came across the Kyle Beats video, right? And I was hooked. I was literally watching Kyle Beats. I probably watched like 40 or 50 of his videos. At the time, he has hella videos, but I would just binge watch his videos because I was so interested. I'd never seen anything production ever in my life before, ever. And it was just him in his room, with the big ass keyboard and shit. I got my keyboard right here. And he was just making beats, you know what I'm saying? And it was like, I was like, whoa, that's crazy. And it like, something sparked within me, bro. Like something like, I was just so intrigued by it, you feel me? Like, it was just crazy to me. Growing up, right, I always knew there was something that was inside of me that was telling me that I'm gonna have something to do with music, and I didn't know how. And I remember thinking these, same exact thoughts when I was like 8 years old. I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna do it though. Like, I don't want to be a rapper, right? Because the whole like, I don't know. I just didn't feel like I would be like a rapper. Because I listened to like hip hop, and I was listening to like Eminem and shit back then. But yeah, like basically, I started watching Kyle Beats, right? I got I remember it. It was called LMMS. If you heard of it, shout out to you. You're an OG. It's like some like free music production software. It was like super ghetto. Like it was pretty bad. And I was just like looking up on dude, it's so nostalgic talking about it because like I kind of go back to that moment in my life, right? Because at that moment in my life, I was just trying to figure out what the fuck I'm gonna do, right? And then I found it. So got this LMMS software on my jank ass computer that was dead. Like this shit was like hella old at the time already, and this shit was slow. Like it barely even worked. I don't even know how the hell it worked. And I was like trying to like I barely even figured out the software, right? And then I had my PC. Also, I don't even remember. It doesn't matter. I got FL Studio demo on my PC, right? This PC. That I still have right now, and I literally used FL Studio demo for fucking 2 years. I just bought it. It's just over a year from now is when I bought FL Studio, like the producer edition, for like $200. And so I literally couldn't save any of my projects. I had super like big limitations. There was like a bunch of limitations. I forgot all of them, but I was just trying to like learn. Like I was just trying to fucking figure it out. You know what I'm saying? And like I just remember I was in like 9th grade. I was like freshman year of high school. And I was like making beats, and I was like just coming home and I was just trying to figure it out. I had a Akai MPK Mini. You know what I'm saying? A little 12 keys or whatever, or like 20 keys. It was super small. And I remember I would do like the little 3. You know what I'm saying? Like the 3, like a little chord. Like that's all I knew. And yeah, that's kind of where I came from. And then, I was just making beats. And then all through that time though, while I was making all them beats, trying to like figure out what the fuck I was just like kind of experimenting with it. I was like, do I want to make beats? Right. So and because I was just starting, I'm still just starting now. I'm like, I'm going to look back at this clip, or I'm going to look back at my first podcast in like 10 or 15, 20 years, and I'm going to be like, dude, you were just starting out. But, yeah, I was kind of doubting myself, right? Because I didn't really understand, I was like, dude, is this right for me? You know what I'm saying? Like, is this what I'm going to do? Because I was making shitty-ass trash beats, right? And I just kept doing it. I kept making beats. And then it kind of just got more serious. Now I'm at the point where it's like, I wrote down a few things. Hold on. I have like a couple things that I learned, because this video is really about my like lessons from 3 years of making beats. But just like before I get into the small little things that I learned that I want to talk about, I want you to understand that I got over the hump of not believing in myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I fully believe in myself. Like, this shit's happening. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing this. Like, this is me. I'm gonna do this shit. Like, I'm in the studio every day. You know what I'm saying? Like, I do this now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I believe it. So, if you are beginning, I mean, even if you've been in this shit for a while and you don't believe, like, you don't believe in yourself, you have them doubtful thoughts, bro, stop. Like, nah, like, this shit is like, it's happening. Like, you have the opportunity to be able to make music. You know what I'm saying? Like it's you've already made it. This is something that that's funny. I just like thought of an old thought that I had like a couple years ago or a year ago, and it was like, it was from somebody that I was watching, right? This some dude I was just getting life advice from while I was watching his videos on YouTube, and it sparked a thought, right? And that thought was, if you are able to create music or create anything, you've already made it. There's no such thing as like making it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have the opportunity to actually make beats, or I mean, that's what, you know, we're beat heads. You know what I'm saying? That's what I kind of am representing, and that's kind of what I want to build up. So like, for us, it's beats. You know what I'm saying? We just in the studio chopping up samples. You know what I'm saying? All the, you know, kick, snare, hi-hats, all that shit. Like, that's us. And so that's what it is for us. So like, the fact that we're able to even create, we've already like achieved our dream, or like, you know what I'm saying? Like, all the other shit is just like add-ons. It's just like icing on the cake, you feel me? Like, the opportunity to be able to even create in the first place is the cake. You feel me? And then, you know, maybe being able to make a living off of it, or, you know, like maybe making a song with somebody, or selling some beats, or whatever it is. Like, whatever outside source comes as a byproduct of you making beats is the icing on the cake. You feel me? It's like, it's extra. So that's kind of my, where I'm at least trying to consistently approach music from, is just like, yo, like that super grateful mindset. You feel me? Like, that super grateful approach. Like, damn, I'm actually able to make music. On top of that, I get to share it with others through my phone and through the internet, and I also get to just talk with y'all and like interact with y'all and inspire y'all. Like, that's dope. Like, that shit is tight. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of like my little backstory. I started making beats and fret when I was a freshman in high school. I'm a senior now, and yeah, you know what I'm saying, we lit. I'm loving the process. I'm just now getting to the point where it's like, okay, the beats I'm starting to make are, you know, starting to sound good. You know what I'm saying? To my satisfaction, I guess. I went through a whole shit ton of stages of different types of beats, just like everybody who's starting out does. You know, first it was trap, because I started listening to Kyle Beats, and he was just making trap. He was just making them trap beats. So, you know, or whatever you want to call it, trap beats. It's just music at the end of the day. But, and that's you can go back on. No, I actually put those videos on private. I should probably take those off because they're funny. You can go on my TikTok though, and you can find like old clips of me. It's funny as hell when I was like just starting out producing. But anyway, yeah. And then I was like hip hop. Right now, I'm just like, I don't really want to like categorize what I make, but it's like hip hop, like lo-fi, like soul, like whatever. It's like a combination of like funk. I don't know. It's like, I don't know. It's just me. It's a Russell beat. You feel me? And yeah, one thing that I didn't put on this list, because I got a little list right here. One thing that I didn't put on this list that I have learned over the past 3 years, that I've really just started recently incorporating into my creative process, is not trying to be like anybody else. Like yo, actually it was funny because like about 2 weeks ago, I was kind of caught up like beat block or whatever. I was just having troubles creating, right? And basically I was listening to a lot of knowledge beats, right? And I was like, cause I study people, like I study producers, like I study Jay Dilla, like I study Stolen Drums. I study, anybody knowledge. I study like all these, relevant, the greats who are greats in my eyes, right? I study them, and not just the way they make beats. Like for example, Stolen Drums. Shout out to you, bruh. That'd be hilarious if you're watching this. That'd be crazy. Shout out to you. If you don't know who Stolen Drums is, look them up. It's STLNDRMS. Stolen Drums. No vowels or some shit. I don't know. It's either vowels or it doesn't matter. Stolen Drums. I don't just study how he makes beats. I'm studying his content. You know what I'm saying? What is he building up? How is he posting on Instagram? Is he on TikTok? I haven't seen him on TikTok. What's he doing as far as marketing? How is he building his community up? How is he, you know what I'm saying? I study. It's not just the music that I study, although the music is the most important part. But the second most important thing is, what do they do to market? Because you can just make beats. You can make I can make the tightest beat in the world. And if I don't know how to market it, my walls will only hear that beat. So like, you got to understand both sides of it and then learn how to balance it. But so I study these people, and what I tended, that's what I was getting off track, but what I was saying is I was overly like consuming my mind with other producers, right? So then when I would go to make a beat, it would slow me down. It would interrupt my creative flow because I would try to just sound like them. You know what I'm saying? It's all subconsciously. It's not like it's consciously, but it's more subconsciously. Like for example, if you got a crazy ass soul, this is what I did. Shout out to me. This is Cruise Control Classics. This is on my second beat tape I ever dropped. Shout out to my homie Mason. He did the cover art. Quick little promo. Go check that beat tape out. It's on this channel. Anyway, what I did is if I got a dope ass soul sample chopped up right here on the MPC, right, and I'm like, dun, like, right, and I got just a sample, I would sit there and like try to find the right kick to try to make it sound perfect. Perfect don't exist, and that's something that I realized when I was filming one day. I was filming a beat. Me making a beat. It's on one of the episodes of The Vault, and I made this crazy ass beat in like 10 minutes. And that was the creative flow, you feel me? I let myself go. You know what I'm saying? I just let myself create. I wasn't consciously thinking about any other producers or nothing, just like, you know what I'm saying? So I think it's important not to compare your creative process and the outcome of things to other producers. Especially if they've been making beats for like hella long. Like, I find a lot of people, it's funny because I heard Gary Vee say this. He said, if you're gonna compare yourself to others, at least compare yourself to people who suck. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't compare, do you know how unhappy I would be if I compared every single beat I made to a Jay Dilla beat? You know how unhappy I would be? Because my beats ain't gonna sound like Jay Dilla's. Like, nobody can make their beats sound like Jay Dilla because there's only one Jay Dilla. You understand where I'm coming from and what I'm trying to get across? Like, don't create with anybody else in mind but yourself and who you can become in your greatest version or greatest self when making beats. So yeah, that's like a super important thing that I'm trying to get out of the habit of. And I'm really starting to see myself start to get my own sound, and it's not with intention. That's the whole point, right? If you want to develop your own sound, this is kind of what I've seen in other producers and I'm seeing in myself. You kind of just make beats, just create, just go, just get beats under your belt, right? Just make beats, get them under your belt, and then the quantity, right? The quantity, right? Like, bro, listen. You feel me? Look. So that beat's crazy, right? Like I made this shit like last year, and last night I made a beat on the MPC in like 10 minutes that was dog shit compared to this beat. But that's quantity, you feel me? I got that beat that actually sonically the beat was not as good as that beat I made, a year ago, almost a year ago. But it was another beat under my belt, you feel me? It's another beat towards 10,000 beats, you know what I'm saying? Or 10,000 hours of creating, or whatever you want to call it. Like you got to get beats under your belt. And then what happens is when you just go and create with no intentions on trying to sound like anybody else, then the actual product you get is your own style. And so that's kind of what I'm learning. That's what I've learned. But man, I got so much shit to talk about when it comes to beats. Stay tuned for the future episodes. This is gonna be crazy. All right, look, simplicity. And this is something that I was thinking about the other day while I was working out. I think it was while I was working out. Anyway, I was just thinking about this. The second day that I was making a beat ever in FL Studio, I probably make that same pattern now. You know what I'm saying? And also keeping it simple. That's kind of what I was going off of, but I just want to share this thought first. Like the two-step hi-hat in the clap or the snare that I made on my second day ever touching beats ever is the same exact pattern that I will make today. But what makes it, why is this beat over here that I made on the second day ever making beats with this one pattern, and this beat right here that I can make today with a very similar pattern, if not the same exact, why does it sound different? Why is this one so much better over here? It's like, that's kind of a question that's like that mysterious question, you feel me? It kind of like makes you think, you know what I'm saying? Like how, if you do a you feel me? You probably did that within your first 6 months of producing, and you can make the same exact pattern now, but what makes it different? And that brings me to my next thing that I have written down, which is ear development. You know what I'm saying? The reason why they sound different is because when you're picking your sounds and you're tweaking your sounds and you're making them fit in, you're way better at mixing, it's just ear development. Your ears, the way you hear the beat while making it is different because you got however many years under your belt of making beats to develop that ear, right? And yeah, that's just something that comes with time. Like I said, I've only just began. Like in 10, 15, 20 years from now, I'm going to be making beats probably with similar patterns that I'm making now. You feel me? It's just going to be way different. It's just going to be you know what I'm saying? It's going to be more mastered. And that kind of is just your ear development. So that's one thing that I learned. It takes time, very, very, you got to be very patient when it comes to getting better. It takes years and years and years and years and years and years and years. So don't get discouraged if you can't make a beat that sounds like fucking Mad Libs in, 6 months. Mindset. I don't want to make this podcast too long because, I can talk about this shit, all night. So I'm going to save it for future episodes. But mindset, right? Mindset. This is very important. Your mindset when you go to make beats has to be right. You know what I'm saying? If I walk in the studio tomorrow with a shitty attitude, I'm about to make some beats, I probably won't. We'll see. I might be able to make some fire. We'll see. Hopefully I can find a good sample, hopefully it's like you can come into beat making with that mindset, or you can walk in the studio and I'm about to make the best shit I've ever made, and I don't give a fuck. And then you do it, and the mindset, bro. The mindset has to be there. You have to be in a confident space when making growth. Every single day when you go to make a new beat, you know what I'm saying? You gotta walk in there and be like, look, today I'm gonna grow. I'm gonna make a beat that's gonna help me get better. and make me get one step closer to that vision of me making beats 20 years down the road. But me putting in the work today has to be there for me to be in that next level, you feel me? And that's the mindset. And that's what separates a lot of good producers from legends, okay? Anybody can make loops. Anybody can make, a beat. But what makes Knowledge, for example, shout out to Knowledge. If you don't know who Knowledge is, don't make beats. No, I'm just playing. But no, what makes Knowledge so different? Cause I read about Knowledge. I've read every interview there is. I've listened to every interview. I listened to all his beats. I've read everything. I know about this motherfucker. His work ethic is insane, bro. He learned, like, he's been, first of all, let me just say something. Knowledge has been making beats for, like, since he was a kid. Like a kid. The first machine he got was the SP303. And he took time to learn the SP303 software. Right? So, like, his mindset, his work ethic. Do you think Knowledge walks into the studio, or Jay Dilla, or anybody, Kyle Beats, fucking Teddy Walton, anybody, any producer, do you really think they walk into the studio like, hey, I might make some cool shit, we'll see, I'm gonna try to make a beat? No, they're gonna be like, no, I'm about to make some fire. Oh God, like that's what they say to themselves. That's the mindset part. And so, you gotta have a certain mindset when it comes to making beats. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're thinking very big. If you wanna be the best producer or whatever, if you wanna be, like whatever your goal is with making beats, you gotta have that different. You gotta have that elevated mindset if you want to do anything spectacular at all. So there's that. My understanding and appreciation for music and making beats specifically has just completely flipped. Like I flipped it like a sample. You feel me? Like you don't appreciate what like you can take somebody who's never made a beat. Oh, this is perfect. I'm so glad I just came across this in my mind. I will show. Look, if you take. Oh, this is perfect. Yo, I've always wanted to say this. Well, not always, but I've wanted to say this for a while. If you take Jay Dilla Life instrumental, right? That instrumental right there. If you never heard that instrumental, go listen to it. Jay Dilla Life instrumental. If you're a beat head, you've probably heard it. If you take that instrumental and you go show it to some person at school or some person in a coffee shop, random person who don't make beats, they're gonna be like, yeah, that's cool, I like that, like that's dope, whatever, they get back to what they're doing. They don't, but then you show me or like another beat head, you feel me? Like if you show them that, they'll listen to it and they'll be like, damn, this sparks some type of emotion, you know what I'm saying? Like it takes a real genius to execute simplicity at this level, to create something so simple but yet so extraordinary, you feel me? Like it's so your appreciation for music when you actually make it through the fucking roof, okay? And yeah, that's just the truth, and that's something that I learned, and it's a very, very beautiful thing. If you yeah, your appreciation for music and everything else too. Like, I mean, we're not gonna get into the personal development side of things because that's something else that I'm doing with my life. I have a whole second channel. Like, I've already been growing up this channel for like 3 years, 2 years, 2.5, 3, whatever. And I just talk a bunch of personal development stuff there and really just working on your mind and working on yourself as a person. But yeah, like sticking to beats specifically. Yeah, like your appreciation for music is just through the roof, and that's yeah, it's dope. So that's pretty much it. This podcast is 25 minutes long. Like I said, I can talk about this shit all night. So look, stay tuned. Look, I have so much content and shit that I want to give to y'all that it's crazy. Just stick around, you know what I'm saying? Believe in yourself. Look, Why not? Why are you not believing in yourself, bro? There's no reason not to believe in yourself. You feel me? You can do it. Okay, I'm at the bottom right now. I got like 33 subscribers on this channel right now. I fully know I'm gonna make it. I fully know that I know it's gonna happen. So you like if you don't believe in yourself, channel it through me, because I got enough self-belief to give to y'all also, okay? I'm Russell. This is the Beatheads Podcast, episode number uno. You feel me? I'm gonna catch y'all on the next episode. In the meantime, just listen, to my beats. I got a whole series, Let the Beat Ride. There's a whole playlist. And then also The Vault, which is just vlogs, me making beats. Spotify, Apple Music, Bandcamp, everywhere, whatever. It's all streaming and shit. Crazy beat/remix of West Side Gun, Brick by Brick. That's the name of it. It's coming out Friday. Today's Wednesday. Stay tuned for that. I'm gonna catch you on the next episode. It's your boy Russell. Go make some beats. Peace.